1 billion coins. That is what it takes to beat this Minecraft Stardew Valley mod pack. But I am not just trying to beat it. I am going for a true 130% completion. This means turning a tiny peaceful patch of wildlands into a highly industrialized farming empire. From mastering magical mechanics to hunting impossibly rare butterflies. The stakes are high, the debt is real, and the factory must grow. The only thing I'm going to claim right now is the bundle for that extra looting power. I have also started with a single waystone. That's because I'm going to have 2 friends playing the mod pack solo as well. Mostly so we can share tips and tricks, but it's also kind of fun to play with others. But other than that, this is a 99% solo playthrough. Okay, that is enough dilly-dallying. I need to loot up and find somewhere to build my farm. I foraged some berry bushes for salmon berries. A brilliant early game food source. I chopped some trees and find out that the tree felling mod is included. Hopefully no catastrophes this time. Made some wooden tools, but I'm gonna have to wait a bit before I can upgrade them due to a cool little mechanic. I grabbed some pumpkins, since this could be some early game cash for the farm. I tried to grab some wild strawberries, but all I received was some strawberry seed packets. And while it is getting dark, there is absolutely nothing to be afraid of, because the surface is super peaceful. I found a house, and I took the liberty of pillaging some of those chests. Mining monthly. If I read this, I will gain a little bit of mining experience. As I work on my farm and adventures, I'm going to be able to level up my skills and unlock some perks. I'm going to have to max all of these out and complete the masteries for 100%. There's also additional books that I can find or buy to give some really cool perks. I also managed to loot a wet weekly for fishing experience, a husbandry hourly for husbandry XP, combat quarterly for adventuring experience, and some starting coins that'll come in very handy for buying seeds. Wow, wild potatoes actually gave me potatoes. I am blessed. And the luck continues with not just one free sprinkler, a second sprinkler for free. Also a potion of recall that's going to teleport me from anywhere in the world back to my bed. When I have one. And after a little bit of indecisiveness on where I want to build, I finally decided and popped down a dump chest. This wildlands doesn't really look like much, but I am going to turn this into a fully functional cozy farm. I'm going to embrace my inner Stardew Valley, and I'm going to do my best to make something that I will remember for years to come. As a reward for wood tools, I am given a smithing table. It sounds strange, I know. I will get into that in just a moment. First, I'm going to craft up a saw. I'm going to use this to craft a shipping bin. Now, every day at 6 AM, I can sell off produce and get some income. Well, when I have something tangible to actually sell, I can. And that is the goal. Make a farm so efficient that I can end up as a billionaire. So remember to subscribe and watch until the end to see how I managed to pull off this crazy idea. Next, I'm going to grab a little hobblestone and an invitation for a carpenter, which does give me a free blueprint for his house, which I guess I will pop down here. And his invitation plate goes inside. This is Ace. He's gonna invite additional villagers to my town. Not for free though. I'm gonna need to trade him some fire logs for them. I guess I better start clearing this forest a little bit, since it is 6 real logs per 1 fire log. I would really like to invite the blacksmith, please. He can have a house next to Ace. I'm not really sure of a farm or village layout just yet, I'm kind of just winging it. Also, I love this blueprint system. I do not need to engage my creative brain yet, and that is absolutely brilliant for early game and no resources. Aiden the blacksmith, welcome to town. This lovely fella will sell me coal and ingots, but more importantly the smithing templates to upgrade my tools later. For now, I'll pop a brass coin, cobble and 2 tools into the smithing table and upgrade to stone. Then I will use the free iron upgrade to upgrade my pickaxe to iron. My next blueprint is a market, and wow, that is a big fella. Now I just want to mention that you don't actually need to place all of these down. It's kind of just for aesthetics. But I am trying to get a feel for this location, and I'm trying to visualize just what I can do with the land around me. And build. Perfect, I think. Leon, my leader of the market. We are going to become very familiar with one another in this playthrough, as you are going to be my main source of seeds. For now, I will spend all of my gold coins and buy myself a basic backpack. It's going to make the adventures a little bit easier. But next, I gotta go and chop some logs and see if I can find any points of interest that I can loot for early game capital. I'm quite literally gonna need seed money. I'll see you soon. The looting is going fine, but I am excited because I have just found myself a jungle. These mega trees will just take a minute to chop down, but they are going to give me a ton of logs that I can turn into firewood. I made it home before 6 AM, so I can now start to sell off some of that extra loot that I don't need. I'm going to use those books that I found, since early levels are super important. Please be a good sale. 5,500 coins. I am happy with that. I had no idea the advancements was actually called seed money. That's so funny. I have set myself a limit, and if I want to achieve a year 1 community center, I need to have crops in the ground by day 6. That way I've got a little bit of freedom early game to explore and loot. That cobble gets handed into this quest with the fire logs, and that gives me a farmhouse blueprint. I have no idea what farmhouse I want, so I'm just gonna go for basic. Yeah, I'm happy with that choice. It reminds me of the real Stardew Valley. Reasonable amount of space as well, that is a good choice, Hobble. Let me know which one you chose. Hello, Ace. I would like to invite a banker, please. Very useful for one very specific item. I guess I'll grab the fisher while I'm here. I then wasted the rest of my night digging out an area to place down the bank, but again, placing these downs is totally optional. Welcome to the village, Caroline. I would like to buy a portable bank terminal, please, and a normal one for a quest. The portable one is essentially my wallet. It is a place that I can store my coins, but where it can automatically pay for goods from within shops. Like, I can buy this phone without needing to withdraw the coins. It is a certified essential. The phone is also pretty essential because going forward, this is how I'm going to be buying from shops. First, I will plant the spring seeds that I already have. I'll also buy some cauliflower seeds. Though I do need to keep in mind that the more seeds that I buy, the more crops that I'm going to need to take care of and water every day. I can use some of the sprinklers that I looted, but their area is only 3x3, so only 24 crops can be automatically watered. I guess this is where I'm going to use the 4 low quality fertilizer that I found. Every little helps, I guess. And here I am just going to do a small selection of each of the crops that I have. That way I've got a guaranteed harvest of each. Then I can just make myself some more farmland for the rest of the crops, keeping it smaller until I understand the watering mechanics and how quickly I can do it. Cauliflower, lettuce, turnips, and strawberries. Now I get to do my first ever session of crop watering. If you take a look at the tooltip at the top, you'll see that it says something like growth 0 out of 5 days. Instead of growth being based on tick speed, they will advance their stages once per Minecraft day. This makes planting on the right days really important. Like, if there's only 2 days left in the season, I definitely have no right to be planting a 5-day crop. Yay, the field is watered. Loads of time left, so I can definitely go bigger. Ooh, a shiny block. A free smithing template. I love free things. It's expansion time. Ideally, get it all planted before tomorrow, so they're all at a similar growth stage. I'll go for a strawberry at 5 days. Ooh, and lettuce is ready in 3 days. Okay, so I've got 11 hours to get this watered. I think I might be fine. Maybe an even bigger farm is possible? Essentially, in Stardew Valley, I always bite off way more than I can chew, so I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious here. For my first planting session, I'm gonna call it good. I'm gonna use that free smithing template to instantly upgrade my watering can for a little bit more capacity, and the last of my money to upgrade the rest of my tools to iron. I've not mentioned it yet, but tools have no durability damage, so one axe could last me the entire game. It's my favorite quality of life change that they made. Okay, so it takes about 4 hours to water the crops, so now I'm going to go off to the mines and gather some resources. I have 3 mining levels to spend. I'll have pick efficiency, fortune, and melee damage. Adventuring, I can get looting, damage and protection. Farming, I can get axe and shovel efficiency. I mean, that's one level of fortune at least, meaning overall slightly more ores per block. Ah, duck and dive! I repeat, duck and dive. Oh my goodness, skeletons are no joke. Come here, you. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Okay, that was intense. I think the other two attacked each other, so that is good. Iron! This is exactly what I need. Oh, I've just realized that I never made a bed. If I die, I am going back to spawn. No pressure, eh? A geode! Perfect. I'm gonna need so many of these later. I spent as long as I could down there, grabbing as much iron as I could find while avoiding more skeletons. I also found earth crystals, and I didn't know at the time just how valuable these were going to be. I discovered my first shiny ore, which gives a ton of ores, crystals, gems, and geodes, and a fairly successful trip to the mines. Loads of copper, a bunch of iron, and even a couple of diamonds. Now I just need to wait for it to smelt while I get my watering done. Oh my goodness, I love the rain. It waters my plants for me. Also, my lettuce is ready. Yay, right-click harvest works. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I ended up with 54 lettuce, which would net me 1,200 coins. It cost me around 200 coins to plant them, so that is 1,000 coins profit. Of course, I can push that profit higher if I process them, but I'm not quite at that point just yet. I also got a silver quality lettuce. Crops have qualities and the higher tiers sell for more. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I bought some cherry trees, but they are limited to spring only. The reason that they are so good is that they continually produce fruit based on tick speed, meaning that if I remember to harvest, I can make some bonus profit every day. I see you judging me, Leon. Don't say a word. I need these cherries. That is a quick 700 coin boost, and I really need it right now. Okay, so I've got some time left, so I'm gonna head on a quick boat adventure. Oh, what is this place? I see loads of barrels. A bed, finally a bed, and some free gold blocks. This place is kind of awesome, and it just keeps on going. An efficiency 4 shovel, I think that's my new shovel right there. This mine point of interest was so good, and I hope to run into more of them. A secret room? Don't mind if I do. Skelly spawner? Easy. Curse of slipping. Causes the wearer to slip like they were on ice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on that one. But I do have some time left, so I will grab all of this exposed ore before I head back. On the way home, I found a pirate ship. Not much to loot, but it still felt really cool to find. There was also a buried treasure map, which netted me some bonus iron ingots and some coins. Oh, that's interesting. The crops didn't dry out because I wasn't home when it stopped raining. That is actually super useful to know. But then again, the crops didn't progress a day either. Dang it. Have you ever seen a gold watering can? I will also upgrade a pickaxe that I found to iron because it has efficiency 3. And in a major step towards becoming more competent, I have finally unlocked a respawn point at home. The strawberries are ready. Let's try out this watering can. If I crouch and hold down right click, it'll cycle to a slightly larger work area, and this one appears to be 3x3. Currently not a massive amount of time saved. I'm kind of excited for the higher tiers. Now give me these lovely strawberries. Ooh, and turnips too. Well, that was some unexpected ASMR. So if I craft a turnip and a lettuce with a bowl, it is worth 84 coins as a salad. The ingredients cost 60, while technically a profit. I also then have to go and make more bowls. Early spring is finished and we are now on to mid-spring. Every season has 30 days, so that's a decent amount of time to try and make a profit and complete the community center. Wow, a stack of baked potatoes sells for 2k. That's some simple early game cash because they drop from wild plants and can be cooked with planks. And I did go and buy a bank meter. This puts the bank balance on the top left of the screen, so both you and I can track how much money I have. It also means that you are responsible for holding me accountable for any unnecessary purchases when I'm supposed to be saving. Moving on, I'll craft a campfire and a cooking pot. I'll use this to convert 2 strawberries worth 36 coins, plus some water into 80 coins, more than doubling its sell price. It's just very manual. I guess I better make some strawberry tea while my crops grow. It is a lot of information to keep track of and take in, but overall I am having a blast working all of this out. I'll see you soon. Happy days, the cauliflower is ready. It's cauliflower that I'm going to need to get 5 gold star crops for before the end of season. I'm not sure how possible that will be. Maybe I need to do a massive cauliflower farm and roll the quality dice a lot more than I am. We'll see. I did forget to plant carrots and potatoes though, so I'll get those in the ground now so I can make up a bit more profit ready for those summer crops. I'll be honest, I don't actually think using the area of effect iron hoe is quicker than just spam clicking. I made it gold. Game? That is not exactly what I had in mind. It may not be quicker, but boy am I starting to feel like a powerful farmer. Since I have more space, I'll also plant some tomatoes. Every crop is going to help in the long run. But of course, the bigger the farmland, the longer farm maintenance is going to take. JEI is quite scary, showing me all of the choices I have to make on what I should be creating. Lots of menu scrolling is going to be in my future, I think, and that is probably what I need to be doing in my downtime. I can't really stray too far from the farm because I do need to be back here each day to water and harvest, but that's also part of the charm. I am building something that is worth looking after. Up next, I'm going to craft some tree tappers. I'll use some tree fertilizer to convince an alpine tree and an oak tree to grow quicker. On the trunks, I will then pop on the tappers and activate them. So it is 1 tapper per log. I got you. In a few days, I will get some different types of resins. Sadly, no rain today, but at least I can introduce you to my new onions. I really need to stop now. Surely I've got enough crops for my first harvests. Yeah, okay, so I might have expanded again, but I did decorate, so maybe now I can stop expanding, right? The main field has been extended, ready to be used, and this new section in the center of town is going to be for whatever summer crop that I'm going to need 5 gold quality of. Also, how cute are these picket fences? I love them. Very cozy. Anyways, I have learned that even if a farmland dries out, it will never turn back into dirt, which is exciting for planning things out. It is time for the second strawberry harvest. As I progress, I'm sure I'm going to be less excited about harvest day, but for now we shall share them together. It's crafting time, and I would like to make some preserve jars. These will turn 5 of any crop into a preserve, which of course makes the crop a lot more valuable. 5 salmon berries are worth 100 coins, but when preserved for 3 days, I can turn that into 300 coins, more than tripling its value, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. It is time to complete my first task of the pantry bundle by handing in 1 of each of the veg I grew. I'll need 3 out of 4 of these crops at gold quality, though it's not the end of my dreams if I can't get the 5 cauliflower this season. It just means I need to go extreme on the other crops I'm gonna need. Boiler room appears to be mining and adventure related tasks. The vault is just asking me for money. But I think the hardest task to complete in year 1 is going to be the brewing bundle, because I haven't got the foggiest on how it works yet. Fishing, I am scared to start. I am not so good at the Stardew Valley fishing minigame. Do you ever feel a bit overwhelmed looking at the quest list and what you need to accomplish? I'm asking for a friend, of course. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just 1 day at a time. Another day, another harvest. Lots of onions, lots of tomatoes. I'm not sure I like these logs hanging around out here, so I think I'm going to remove them. This space would be so much better if I could use it to place my preserve jars, because I am definitely going to want to scale those up. As for planting, I'll pop down even more cauliflower, just in case I can get the 5 gold quality ones. I'm then going to go and talk to the shepherd about adopting 2 sheep and 2 cows and 2 chickens. I'll fence off this section of the barn and they might be happy living here. Animals are very much different in this mod pack. In order for them to give me any of their drops, they first must trust me. To get them to trust me, every day I must pet them. Not only do I need to pet them, I also have to keep them happy. I can do this by quite simply feeding them. And for now I'm just going to have to buy the animal feed. Plonk. Now while I don't mind watering the crops, I am thankful for rainy days, which means deep down it is a task that I'm not really enjoying. However, making my own sprinklers is a little bit expensive. I can upgrade them to higher tiers, but that appears to be locked behind going to the nether, and I'm not really sure if I'm ready for that yet. My tappers are ready though, so that's great. Pine tar and oak resin. I am going to need so much of this soon, so maybe more tappers would actually be better. For now, I will just use some oak resin on some logs to make some treated logs, and I'll use it to make a canvas loom. Plonk. Then I can turn some of the silk I found into merino wool. Big harvest day! Yay! As for the animals, they complained that they were too cramped, which was making them lose affection, so I've expanded out their area a little bit, so now they get some outside time. I am such a nice farmer. Oh dear, I can only craft 8 sprinklers. By summertime, I'm gonna want a whole lot more than that if I want to auto water my crops. The veg box is filling up nicely at least. I have been saving them for processing, but I don't even know if I'm going to have enough time in the day to gather materials to do any of that. In other news, my massive strawberry field is ready to harvest. That is a nice amount of strawberries ready to become preserves. My first batch of salmonberry preserves is ready, with 2,500 coins. Small money right now, but it is still worth doing. The end of the season is a little repetitive since there really isn't much new to do. I go mining so I can afford more sprinklers, and I harvest crops 3 out of 5 gold quality. Fine, I'll start fishing. I need 1 spring fish from the rivers, ocean, and freshwater. Here we go. Hold still, please. Oh yes, I do want the treasure. Stay still, yes, good, stay. Yes! I caught a minnow and I got a treasure chest. A wet weekly inside, actually kinda useful. Smallmouth bass. Raw cod again. Minnow again, you get the gist. Pink salmon, and that is enough for me today. I'll finish my night by chopping down my tapper trees, because it turns out I only need the log, not the tree itself. So I should just be able to make a wall of logs for tapping. Perfect. I'll hand in the blind sailing fish that I caught, and tomorrow I will head for the ocean. After I take care of the farm, that is. Right then, I am in need of a drooping gourami, please. And at 6 AM, back to the farm I go. Well, I have no idea why I wasn't recording, it was somehow paused. Let me catch you up real quick. I harvested, very exciting, but then because I had 17,000 coins, it meant that I could go and talk to the storage smith and purchase the crafting grid and storage controller. Tomorrow I'll have some more money and I'll be able to afford some cable, external storages, or some kind of storage block I can use. Oh, and I get a little cable as a reward. That is going to help. For now, I'll set it up in the center of what I assume is supposed to be the kitchen. Mystically powered. You have no idea how excited I was when I learned about this. In other news, I invented a chicken nest. It'll automatically collect the eggs that drop on the floor. Now, according to sources, naming your animals will make them happier much faster. We'll go for Chicky, the sheep. Yes, you're on one heart, it absolutely does work. It's just a shame the name tags are quite expensive right now and I can't really do everyone. But now it is back to fishing for fish. 15,000 coins, my best sale yet. 1 4K block please, and some external storages. Digital storage, my beloved, though it has been years since I used refined storage. My first real craft is gonna be a crab trap. Blonk. I don't know how it works yet, but I am eager to learn. Using fish as a bait is not the right answer. Maybe if I purchase some worms? Yes, then I can craft that into crab trap bait. Okay, so that looks like it is gonna work. Nice. Pet the animals, harvest the fields, water the fields, but only the tomatoes because there is no time left in the season for anything else to have another harvest. Some more river fishing, this time aiming for river jelly. Then of course I am down in the mines again for more copper, coal and iron. I need more sprinklers in my life. Well, that just happened. The good news is you don't lose your inventory on death. Your tools and armor just take a hit to their durability. Oh, slowness. That explains a lot why I couldn't run away. I'll go back and get my experience at some point. One thing to note is this note that notes about my first save being free, and that future saves are gonna cost me money. I am back to fishing again. I've got I think 2 days left to catch these spring fish before I miss out on the chance of getting a year 1 community center. If you think I am good at that fishing minigame, I'm just gonna let this one play out just for you. Awful. Thank goodness for cuts. Finally a drooping gourami. Hand that in, and that is it for fishing until summer. Collect the onion preserves. Start off some strawberry preserves. I've also been using these mayo machines to turn my eggs into mayo. They are basic eggs though, so not really a ton of profit, but it is good practice. Harvest the tar and resin. I really got to get these synced up to the same day. Perfect! The crab trap caught a clawster. That's one task and a shrimp. And I am just missing a crab and a coral. I guess I need to refill the bait. Oh awesome, a crab. So I just need coral. Should be simple enough. Now while I wait for summer, I'm going to clear out the old crops to give myself more time on day 1. I'll see you soon. Almost forgot to go back and get my experience. I may as well do a little bit more mining. Since, you know, I'm already in Rome and all. It's summertime! Get those shorts on and let's go to the beach. Oh, it's a Welsh summer. It's raining. Well, at least I don't need to water. I am planting an entire field of bell peppers, maxing out my chances to get 5 gold quality. Well, 6 rows, I still need other crops too. I managed to hobble together 42 sprinklers, meaning my center farmland might actually be covered. It's just place one every 3rd block. That was enough to cover 3 full farmland plots. I still need more. I'll plant some blueberries, which take 7 days, some melons, which take 7 days, but can also be very easily found in the wild, so I don't really care much about these ones. Some wheat, which is another 7-day crop, and a whole load of oats because they only take 5 days. Then, before the day changes, I'll fill up some more spaces with blueberries, which I will apply some low quality fertilizer to because that's all I can afford. I forgot to plant corn, a 4-day crop. That would have been perfect to plant large scale. Silly me. More fertilizer for the bell pepper since it really can't hurt. I'll plant a banana sapling and a peach sapling. And my sugarcane and cactus should also start growing now it is summer. There's like 1 hour until sunrise. I spent an entire day sorting out the farm. Tell me, when do farmers sleep? Day 2. And I think I want to try and catch these summerfish as soon as I can this time. Hey ducky! That's because leaving it till last minute was a little anxiety inducing. I'm also going to need to try and get as much treasure as I can because I am in need of some Neptunium. And it's currently my only source of it. I have purchased some of these diamond templates from the blacksmith. The first tool that gets an upgrade is the watering can. Then it was going to be the pickaxe, but first I need a gold upgrade, then I can go for diamond. Obsidian mining is now finally possible. It looks like this can do a 3x3x5. Why wouldn't they make it 6? All of my farms are in multiples of 3 or 6. Darn it. And it's gonna be a little while before the next upgrade is even possible. That's the coral fragment, and my first community center bundle is now complete. I can harvest some grapes which I planted, but I'm not exactly sure how I planted them. Like, it says it's on day 2 out of 4 days, but I literally just harvested some. I don't know. I'm sure I'll work it out later. Love that sound. I'll use that brand new diamond upgraded pick to gather myself a bunch of obsidian. And of course use that to build a portal to another dimension. It's temporary, so it doesn't really need to look good. Though it is a bit late for an adventure, so I'm going to take care of my animals, do some of my farm chores, and I'll add it to my calendar when my schedule is next free. It has nothing to do with me not being able to afford a flint and steel. I'm just very busy, okay? It's just a coincidence that I happen to be selling off a bunch of fish and veg. Don't you worry, everything is going according to plan. It's corn harvest day, very exciting. And of course they require sustenance. 1 flint and steel, thank you my friend. Some quick chores on the farm, and let's go on that adventure to the nether. I am looking for nether quartz, lots of nether quartz, but also fire quartz. That one is going to be a bit trickier because I am playing with friends and they both beat me to the nether. Oh, and I'm not wearing any gold, so everyone here is very angry with me. Oh my goodness, I actually found one. I never thought I would. I need hundreds, but still, it's all uphill from here. No, downhill. Wait, that doesn't sound good. Honestly, they both sound bad, but what I mean is I am happy to have found at least 1. 2, 3. Okay, I know you know how to count. I'll see you at home. I'll use the quartz to make some wine kegs, and I can fill 2 of them with some grapes that I currently have. In 6 days, it'll be wine that I can sell for a pretty decent profit. From the blacksmith, I'm going to buy an extractinator. This handy little machine is going to open up all of my geodes, also the magma geodes that I found in the nether. A whole bunch of quests complete, but nothing that I'm really excited about in the drop table so far. But this is exciting! My first oat harvest is ready. Even more exciting, I think I have a day off tomorrow, since none of these crops are going to be ready. I guess I'll find out in the morning. I was right! Nothing that requires my immediate attention. I love it! Also, I have finally given this farm a name. A very special name. It is called the Dairy Leaf Farm. Some of you Brits might actually understand the joke. 10 years ago, I thought of this joke, and I have been desperate to bring it to life in a video. Now is my chance. Let's meet the family. We have certainly. She is very sure of herself. There's obviously. No explanation needed, obviously. And I'm gonna have so much fun naming these cows. Periodically, I have been harvesting the peaches and bananas, and doing so gave me a special book that doubles my banana tree output. You know what would be nice? Is if I were a rich boy and I could just buy all of the ingots that I need. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get there. What I did do though is buy some vitric cacti, and I have planted them over by the sugarcane. They drop spines that are an important ingredient for greenhouse glass. Greenhouse glass means that I can grow any crop underneath it regardless of the season. I am going to want a lot of it. I've also expanded my tree sap offerings, adding in acacia for regular sap. I was wrong by the way, I don't have a day off. I must return to the ocean. It's good timing too because I spotted a bubble spot. They have boosted rewards, so very much worth doing. I'll hand in the leech that I forgot to do earlier, the Syndontus fish, and the Sneep Snorp. Love that name. Summer fishing is complete. Except for the fact that I need to still fish for Neptunium. That's okay, the pressure is off. Have you ever seen a blueberry harvest? Well, now you have. I hope it's everything you ever wanted it to be. You know what? I am going to make a magnet. Oh, that is so much better. Good news, the bell peppers are ready too. Even better news, I have got the 5 gold quality ones so I can hand in that task. Oh, I didn't realize corn was also this month for a gold star. At least I still have autumn to achieve that. Okay, so I've been hearing noises coming from my attic, and it turns out that I've been gifted a sniffer, so I've been making sure to feed him and pet him. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to get him out of the attic. That's a problem to solve later. So, I have been fishing and I have finally leveled up to where I can now catch Neptuna fish. This is exciting because it is a new source of Neptunium. Now, I just want to mention that I haven't really been showing many of my skill choices in this video, and that's because I made all of the wrong choices and my reasoning was flawed. 3 nuggets each, that is great. Now I can only make 1 ingot for now, so I will use it to make a fish pond. Everyone on their Discord says that they are amazing, so I'm gonna have to try and work out how to use them. I'll need a 3x3x4 area filled with water that acts as the pond. The fish pond then goes down here, right click with a fish to place it in the pond. So if I throw in a sneep snorp, I would assume that it just makes more of them for me to sell. To save a little time later in the video, I want to point out here that I was thinking about this all wrong. Traditionally, people don't use ponds for the fish themselves. The fish have bonus drops that are absolutely worth farming for. I'll harvest some corn and retroactively add in some low quality fertilizer because of course now I need the 5 gold quality crops. Pet the animals, harvest the cactus, and since it's raining I need to come up with a plan of action for today. I have decided to sell off almost my entire collection of raw fish. It's probably going to come back to bite me in the bottom later, but I kinda just want to generate some income for a change. I will be keeping the crops though because they are much easier to process into more profit. Well, providing I can keep crafting preserves jars. Kind of expensive. I have swapped over the fish farm to Neptuna. Hopefully it's going to give me more of them, but I don't know how that works yet. Moving on, I will buy a backpack upgrade base and a brand new backpack. Okay, yes, I know I got the wrong upgrade base, but with an upgrade I will craft a magna upgrade. I'd like to build something that is going to harvest the vitric cactus for me. They have the same rules as normal cactus, so fence posts should probably work nicely. I can then use that magnet backpack to pick up all of the spines when they break off. My pond has a quest? Aqua magical dust? I have no idea what that is yet. So how much greenhouse glass can I make? 13. I need at least 48, so I'm gonna need more earth crystals. After tomorrow's jobs, I'll probably get my butt down into the mines and try and find some more. Refresh my preserves, pet the animals, harvest my oats, syrups, melons, and it's off to the mines for me. The farm took a little longer than expected, but I do need to try and get those crystals. There's 2, so that's 1 more glass at least. What on earth is a limpet? Ooh, that game disc is worth 10 grand. That's awesome. Oh, a slime chunk. I don't really see how that's going to be useful in this mod pack. The start of the next day. I guess I better try and resurface. Maybe after a few more ores since I'm already here. I'll crack open those geodes and complete some more mineral quests, and I'll make some banana wine in my attic. Collect some saps. Oh, a book. Canadian and famous tappers. Double output of taps, yes please. Okay, so I just realized that I haven't introduced you to the bounty board. Every day, I will get random quests for items or tasks. Like this one wants 2 strawberries, with a reward of 1 brass coin and 2 zinc coins. So if I accept the bounty and use it on the board, I get a reward. Another 2 to hand in, that with a salmon berry, and I'm going to try my best to do this every day to boost my reputation. But I am almost certain that this isn't integrated into the mod pack in any way. It's mostly the loot. Chop things on a cutting board? That's easy. Use an axe to strip some bark from a log. What would be nice is if the discount applied to shops though. Even a 1% discount would be incentive. Corn harvest, sap, of which I now get double, pet, and I can hand in the summer crops bundle, and I get a gold sprinkler as a reward. Oh, there's so much to do and so little time to do it in. I'm in the nether now. You think I would be looking for ancient debris, mining like this, but no. I am looking for raw bismuth. I'll also take quartz, but bismuth is where my heart is right now. My next level grants me a chance to find furniture when breaking ores. I definitely chose the wrong path at level 5. Aha! Oh, raw bismuth. Seems to be about as common as debris down here. That's fine though because it is insta-mining and it is lots of fun. Just listen to this noise. It's a very fun noise. I'm also getting magma geodes while doing this. That's going to be helpful for quests later. So I mined, and I mined some more. until Hobble could mine not one more ore. I left with 2 stacks, which of course must be smelted. I opened the geodes for the minerals requested. I harvested peppers, which my preserve jars will need, and my wheat was finally ready. I can make my own animal feed. Blueberries bluer than the bluest of blue, but I'll sell most of them because there's already too much to do. I need to stop rhyming. Kind of fell apart there at the end. I made some cheese from some milk and a large mayo from a large egg. I'll hand the mayo in and that is the artisan bundle completed. Mango sapling? That's actually huge in the long run. Normally, it is unavailable until summer year 2. And grow. A while back I planted rice, not expecting it to grow. It turns out it did grow. Nice. Another corn harvest, and that is finally enough gold quality to complete that task. All I'm missing now is the eggplant from autumn, and this bundle is complete. Large sheep milk. I'll be honest with you, I had no idea that you could milk a sheep. It wasn't lying, that is apparently a thing you can do. The more you know, I guess. Large egg task and fine wool tasks complete. It does appear that I do need to get myself some goats and ducks to finish off this bundle. Now I'm going to withdraw a ton of my hard-earned coins out and give them away for free to the quest book vault. That is my very first community room completed, and my friends, that will now allow me to access the skull caverns. I'm so excited. If I were to now right-click this teleporter, I would be whisked away to another dimension where I can mine ores and fight mobs. I'm not ready. What I can do though is place down another charging rod. These will eventually get hit by lightning and 5 days later will produce a battery that I'm going to use in advanced machines. I have also finished off the mineral bundle from storage, and I can hand in some spirit orbs that I got from breaking mob spawners. And I think I want to use the crystallarium reward to start duplicating my earth crystals. I'll get 1 free every single day. Okay, so I think I'm going to buy some ducks and I'm going to pop them in the backpack to remind me to actually build a barn. I am 1 Iridium coin away from being able to afford one. Products were sold, so I'm going to buy the Alpine barn. It's my favorite style of building. Now, where am I going to put this? Up here seems good. So now I think I can move all of the animals out of my house and into the barn. I mean, it seems cozy enough. I want to go and check out those skull caverns. This is not what I was expecting. I think I'm looking for ropes under ores and boulders. I just need to be out of here before 5 AM so the world can regenerate. Oh my goodness, it's a danger bush. Ooh, zinc, coal, iron. I like all 3 of those things. And I can move on to the next layer. This layer has juicy slimes. I'm not quite ready for slimes yet. That's the next way down. It's 2 o'clock and I have got plenty of time yet. A room of honey and honeycomb. I guess that could be useful. And so there's also supply crates dotted around. And that one gave me fire logs and coffee. Swampy? Not today, thank you. Oh, you poisoned me. Well, that's rude. Wait, what is that? Oh my god, it's on the roof and it's trying to eat me! Well, I guess the roof monster wins that round. Oh, I've just lost all my levels. I am back and I want my XP. Oh, he's still there too. Ah, got him. And there's my 86 levels. Nice. It's only 6 PM. I might keep going down. Down we go. This is fine. Nothing to worry about. Quake, are you okay, buddy? So, I've hit a new biome. I'm hoping the drops are going to be even better. Yes, like this sparkstone here. And lead. Ah, why am I on fire? Sparkstone is evil. Oh, it was the lead. And lead gives you brain damage. That makes sense. Ooh, there's earth crystals here as well. That's awesome. Next level, here I come. Oh no, not again. My XP, no! It's 10 PM. I think I have got enough time to get in and get back out again before the world self-destructs. That was stressful. Escape rope, please, do the escape, please! Oh, that was close. Let me get home and calm down just a little bit. Well, I got a frozen tear so I can complete the geologist bundle. Whoa, holy jump scare, Batman. I got my first prismatic shard. Nice. That is enough excitement for one day. I will be back in the morning with something less stressful. Good night, sweet prince. I have a new fish pond, and this time for the drooping gourami. It turns out fish have actual drops, and this one can drop preserves, which sounds like a profit to me. All I seem to get though is roe, which can be preserved, but yeah, I kind of want the bonus drops, please. Woo, my very first battery is ready. And I did go ahead and buy a chicken coop for my birdies. There's Daffy Duck, Donald Duck, a chicken named Arnold, and one named Oscar. I also have Floaty the goatee, certainly, adamantly, Boaty, OT, obviously, suspiciously, and Floof. I think this is a diverse enough set of animals now to finish the community centre. They're all getting more friendly with me, and I'm starting to see silver quality produce. I can now hand in a large sheep milk, and all I am missing now is goat milk to finish off this bundle. Oh, and a large duck egg. It's only a matter of time. I still have autumn and winter to go yet, so maybe another 70 days or so to get it done in year 1. I think I'm now ready to be done with bamboo. I don't know if I shared this, but bamboo blocks are a really easy early game income, and they grow based off tick speed. I highly recommend. If I hit this bush, I'll get boysenberries instead of salmonberries, and that's another task completed. Okay, so I spent some money at the storage smith and I upgraded this chest because I would like to go back to Skull Caverns. And I don't want to pay the high percentage to the hospital to revive me when I die. First though, I'll add some ingredients into the cooking pot so I can make some goulash. That one's for the chef's bundle. I'll pop some wheat into the mincer and give it a twirl. That's for flour. Sugar, water, wheat makes yeast. Flour, yeast and water go into the crafting bowl, give it a mix, and that's some dough. Stirring milk gives me butter. Into the cooking pot once again, and that is mushroom soup. That goes into a stove with some dough and raw beef to make beef Wellington. Another task complete. In a roaster I can make some lovely bacon and eggs, the stove will make roasted corn, and that's finally a farmer's breakfast. And that is the chef's bundle completed. That took quite some time, but I'm glad that's one step closer to year 1 completion. Guess what? It's final harvest day for summer in 3, 2, 1. Jingle! I didn't harvest what was ready yesterday so I could do a real big one with you guys. You ready? There is a long road ahead of me for perfection, so getting the community centre out of the way will be such a relief. I can hand in some rotten flesh and complete the boiler room, which now means that I could do the create mod if I wanted to. I don't. The only thing I would consider is a drill contraption, but look at the price. 260k to make the first one. I'm not that rich. At the trader, I am going to trade some mango preserves for some stone hands. These are add-ons for my preserve jars, which will change it from using 5 fruit and veg to using only 3. More profit for me. Expensive hands though, so I still need to do it the old-fashioned way too. The profit machine cannot stop. It's autumn, so it's seed shopping time. Loads of eggplant for the gold quality crops, beetroot, pumpkin because I can, but again they're found in the wild so that's not important, sweet potatoes, peanuts, cranberries, more sprinklers, cabbage, more farmland, barley. And I now have 12 hours to get everything not covered by a sprinkler watered. I need more sprinklers. I can do a final fruit tree harvest for the year, since these ones cannot grow in autumn or winter. But I think I have now set autumn up for success, but of course there is still some fishing to do. The seasonal berry bush now gives me cranberries, and that completes the foraging bundle. Magic peanut, what does this do? Corn, pumpkin, beetroot, and I'll just need the eggplant for the crop bundle. A large goat milk completes the husband bundle, and I get another mayo machine, not really that useful to me right now. And my farm is legit full right now, so I'm just going to plant the magic peanut up here. I mean, I don't trust it. what if it explodes? But while I enjoyed the break from fishing, it couldn't last forever. I need a brown trout from this river. Success! Plus a whole other assortment of fish that I might need for fish ponds later. Who knows? A new day. I water crop, collect fish pond, collect animal, make mayo, create wool, duplicate my fire quartz, and collect yesterday's profits. And it's back to fishing for me until I do it all again tomorrow. And that was a pretty successful trip. Not really that much treasure this time though. What on earth is that? A cactus tree? Oh, it's the magic peanut. Gonna be honest, that's kind of gross. My beetroots are ready, very nice. Sadly, I didn't catch the freshwater fish that I needed for the bundle, so I've got another night of fishing ahead of me. Such fun. Maybe it's in this bubble. It was not. I'll see you all in the morning. My sales went through, so I'm gonna buy myself a lava fishing rod, and since I'm still bad at the minigame, another cork bobber. It just makes the green bar a little bit bigger. Then after completing the usual farm chores, I am over in the nether where I'm now gonna start fishing. A literal 30 seconds after casting, it's gonna hit to catch a searing cod. Nice. 40 seconds that time, this is very slow. Lava puffer fish, blaze fish, bone fish, another puffer fish. Again, I can hand one in at least. Oh, the searing cod too. And the blaze fish. Now all I need is a glowdine. Nope, 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 nope. Netherwort. Nice actually. And so on. I'll do a quick cranberry and barley harvest. Actually, there's even more cranberry. I'm not that organized. Awesome, the sweet potatoes are ready too. Animals, mayo, another abandoned mining camp with the 100 chests inside. Love it. And I made it to the ice biome with a bit more time to spare. And I found myself some frozen hair. And frozen meat. I have no idea what it is, but it's something different, so I'm going to grab a bunch before heading home. I'll open up some of the artifact troves that I found, which, would you believe it, gave me artifacts. No idea what they do, so I'm just going to sell them off for now. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more in my future. The eggplants are ready for their first harvest. Here's hoping for the 5 gold quality now so I can stop stressing. 6! My friends! That is the autumn bundle completed. And 5 gold star eggplants to complete the quality bundle. That is everything to complete the pantry. I couldn't be more relieved. Even better, I get a free greenhouse as my reward. The only one to worry about now is the abandoned farm missing bundle. This is all some ultra processed stuff, so I'm gonna have to have a think about it. For now, the beetroot is ready, and I can place down my first of many greenhouses. If you don't know why this greenhouse is such a big deal, anything that is planted under this glass here is going to fully ignore the season restrictions. There's even a spot for a sprinkler, so it's literally going to be a plant and forget. Now what am I going to plant here? That is a very good question. While I decide, the peanuts are ready, the cabbage is ready, and I bought a shed. A small one. That way I have somewhere designated to keep all of my kegs. I also now have a plum tree. I don't know if that's important for you to know or not. I'm winging it here. As a reward for learning about machine upgrades, I had a choice of picking my reward, and I chose the ancient cog. This has a very small chance of making an ancient fruit seed when making regular seeds. So I am just turning random veg at the moment into seeds in the hopes of getting an ancient seed. It's also a way to make higher quality seeds, but I'm not sure how useful that's gonna be. Okay, so I think it's time that I start to get rid of this abomination of a tree. There's a golden egg on top. That's something, I guess. The skies are clear once again. Perfect. The good news is that this is considered a log, so that's a lot more firewood when needed. Alright, so another shed. Here seems fine and I can really easily fix that terrain. And this is going to be for preserves, I think. First though, of course, I must take care of the farm needs. In one of those Neptunian fishing chests, I found a princess hairbrush. And to be fair, it looks like a decent weapon. I have finished off today's farm jobs, So that means I get to go and play in Skull Caverns again. Yay! Oh, glowberries! I can actually make wine from these. And I'm about to go further than I ever have before. And I've realized that I really should be marking my ropes down because torches don't seem to get deleted. Down again? I got maybe 5 or 6 hours left before I've got to leave. Or not. I now have 5 or 6 hours left to try and retrieve my experience before it is gone forever. Lucky me. I'm okay for time, so I think I'm gonna go back to looting. Okay, I'm nervous. Time to leave before the world resets. Home sweet home. Yay, so I've just done a harvest and I have now fully completed the farming skill. Here is an example now of me making a terrible choice. I can now either have artisan products worth 80% more, or I can unlock the ancient cask. I think I'm going to try out that ancient cask. In my defense, I didn't actually know what an artisan product was at the time. As for bonus books, there is still a long way to go. I've at least moved over the preserving jars, so progress is moving in a forwards direction. Though I've been keeping these animals happy for months now, and it definitely feels like it's not moving forward. Also, I am 4k in debt after that last death, so that's something. Also, I made a mistake choosing the ancient cask. It is so expensive to craft. Silly me. I love to make poor choices. What I think a great choice is though is crafting the smart shipping bin. Instead of every 6 AM, this bin will sell its contents every 5 minutes and it'll deposit the money straight into my bank account. Now another questionable choice. I am gonna craft a magma geode and some coins into a red panda crate. Oh, you're adorable. It's good vibes because I have in fact now paid off my debt. But it's 6 AM, so you know what that means. Animals, crops, cheese, mayo, and seed making. At least it's raining so there's no watering to do. I really should finish off the sprinklers at some point, but with winter coming, I can probably just do it then. Wow, okay, so for 16 plums, I can buy more ancient cogs for the seed makers, increasing the chance of getting ancient seeds. It was actually important to share with you that I bought a plum tree. I am an accidental genius. Now that'll be 2 5% chances to get some ancient seeds. Nice. Okay, so I've dashed out to the ocean because of course I do have a little bit more fishing to do. I am in desperate need of a forkfish, but there is also additional fish I need to find for perfection. So I am nowhere near done with this minigame just yet. So the next day I decided to head to Skull Caverns, but for some unknown reason I decided not to record any voiceover for it. From what I remember, I was determined to try and reach the bottom. Let's fast forward and see if I managed it. Nope, only to the ice again. Let's move on. It's day 6 of the wines and my first big batch is ready. That'll be a couple of quests complete, but thousands of quests to go. For now, every single one of these is going up for sale. I think I am going to make a panda crate, because when they love me, they can give me some fruit that I can use to make wines and preserves. Then, when trying to catch some lava fish, shenanigans were afoot, and just look how mean my friends are. Well, that was rude. But as I stared at the death screen, I noticed a tooltip in the bottom left, and ideas started forming about how I'm going to rebuild my farm for year 2. So I count this death as a win. I think I am going to spend some prismatic shard from Skull Cavern. I would like a starfruit tree, please. It's year round, so I think it's a safe bet for some high quality winemaking. So each tree has got 8 fruit, and they grow with tick speed. I just need to remember to harvest them a couple of times each day. Over in the greenhouse, I forgot to mention that ancient seeds have been acquired, and insanely they are a 10-day growth cycle. The perfect thing to grow in a greenhouse. I've also got 2 planted in bountiful fertilizer, because once I have got 3 ancient fruit, I can make another seed the easy way. When I went back to the nether for my experience, I did manage to finish what I started and catch the Glowdine, meaning the nether fish bundle is complete. For the rest of the fish tank, I am just waiting on winter. And it's actually the same for the crafts room too. I've also managed to max out the mining skill, and I now have a chance to find prismatic shards when farming geodes. Surely that can't be a bad choice. And adventuring I did a little while ago so I could have a chance of finding the shards when looting. My friends, you have no idea how many starfruit trees I want to buy. It is gonna be an insane production line one day. Just wait and see. The other side of that coin is money. 80 grand per tree, so I'm gonna need money. Today, I am ignoring my animals, ignoring my chores, and I am gonna spend a full day in Skull Caverns and sell almost everything I get. But you don't have to watch the full 20-minute video clip. Here's the gist of it. Got smacked around by some breeze. I farmed a whole bunch of ores, a whole bunch of geodes. I fought armies of undead while getting smacked around by some breeze. Became an old man who yells at clouds. Stay still while I get ya. More undead, more ores. Reached the desert layer, still not the bottom though. Found my first Iridium ore and got absolutely harassed by blazes and phantoms. Let me go, 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 let me go. Yeah! Oh my goodness, that was terrifying. So I have 25k to my name. I am gonna sell everything except what is genuinely useful, like the earth crystals, geodes and iridium. I'll open the geodes and sell the drops, 37k. I made 12 grand. Yikes. Now granted, it was only level 3 Skull Caverns. I think the pure profit probably sits at the bottom. I just need some better survivability as level 3 was a bit chaotic. I was kind of hoping for more profit though. Back to the drawing board I think. My first ancient fruit are ready. Please be valuable. 128 coins for 10 days. Wow. 384 into 2000 coins. Alright, so I think ancient fruit is destined to become wine. After I get enough seeds though. Here's an exciting tip for you. You can use shears to pick up the starfruit fruit and leaves and move them to wherever you want. You don't need the full tree. It's very good. I have upped the amount of mayo and cheese I can make so I can start getting some more value out of the work I put into my animals. At this point though, I'm just going through the motions. I'm kinda still just waiting on winter so I can finish off the community center. What I am going to do though is make up a new set of tools and armor with fresh durability, and I am going to upgrade everything all the way up to diamond. Okay, moment of truth. Original value of 400 coins. How much does aged red wine sell for? 1,600. Honestly, that doesn't seem worth it at all. Swap over to cheese, maybe that's better. If I supply 16 cauliflower to this fish pond, it'll grow from size 5 to 7. At max population 10, I should be getting some nice bonus drops. It's the end of autumn, I can do a final harvest, and I'm actually kind of excited. Winter really should be quite chill. Well, that was fun. Now what I'm going to do is remove all of my old iron sprinklers and upgrade them all to gold, which I can then place back down 5 blocks apart instead of 3. I'll harvest my wines, which I will sell instead of age. Also, putting animals on seats is an incredible discovery, but I do seem to be missing a cow. Obviously, adamantly, certainly. It's suspiciously. She's disappeared. Very suspicious. Nearly 89k for the wine harvest. This starfruit is incredible wine. I think I know what I need to do. Scale up. But first, winter. It's here. I remembered to bury my sprinklers as a test to see if they watered the land. They do. There's going to be no more running into them now. It's incredible. Right then, what winter crops do I need? Ginger, tuber seeds, not many because oh my gosh they're expensive, and a dragon fruit sapling. Oh no, everything is freezing. I think I'm going to have to build a cover for this fish pond. So I'll pop the ginger down here. And what's awesome is there is absolutely no watering to be done anymore. I might have bought too much ginger. I'll pop the tuber seeds in a central farm. Ooh, that's a 9-day crop. So only 3 harvests total. I hope that's enough because there is no way I am buying any more. Such a fun noise. These plant nutrients will eventually become fertilizer. Okay, so that was a successful first day of winter. I've got a bit of terraforming to do. fences to place and sprinklers to bury. Tomorrow the plan is to do something quite freeing, away from the chaos of the farm. An adventure where I don't need to worry about getting home to water or harvest. Though I do need to spend a little time fishing first. Those of you who have played Hypixel Skyblock will find this very familiar. I'm gonna let this one play out. This fish appears to be my arch nemesis. That was insane! I can finally blink. Bluegill Meridian. Bluegills are worth 666 coins. What? 2 Iridium ones are now worth 2,600. That's amazing. And bluegills are so common. Wait, is fishing actually good? 30k, 16k, 4 and 1. 53,000 for just some bluegills. Fantastic. Did fishing just become my #1 moneymaker? We'll never know because the minigame is driving me crazy enough to not want to find out. I'm gonna put all of my eggs into the Starfruit wine basket for now. Right, last bit of fishing for the final fish that I'm missing, and off on that adventure I go. That's a berry bush. Thank you for the crystal berries. Hand in the frosty fin. Freshwater bundle complete. Rainbow trout finishes the river fish bundle. Atlantic cod finishes the ocean fish bundle. Fish tank completed. I'll hand in a crystal berry, which I just realized that I didn't even need as this bundle is already done. It is really starting to feel like Christmas here, but the snow is already starting to bug me a little. Like I need to fix my paths and terrain, but they're just buried under the snow. I did not plan for this. Now I kinda missed going on that adventure today because I got distracted. So I'm just gonna fish up a little more bluegills and see what I can get up to tomorrow. Well, some of you probably saw this coming, but yeah, I'm in Skull Caverns again. I'm on fire now. What the actual? Oh my god, these guys are hilarious! Well, they possess other mobs, but their noises, I kind of love them. Well, that's an ominous noise. 4 AM, I think that's my cue to leave. I've decided to buy and upgrade some backpacks, which have both got magnets installed. This means now anything that I pick up is going to go straight into here, and no longer shall my inventory be overwhelmed. So, Skull Caverns once again. Maybe this time I shall reach the bottom. I did not. There is just too many distracting shinies that I want. So the carpenter sells pine saplings, and the trees come with some free pine cones. I can throw them into the fermenter with maple syrup, and 2 minutes later I can hand in a pine cone jam bottle. And while I wait for the ginger, I would like to make an advanced wine keg. I'm not entirely certain how this works, but it's going to be fun to find out. I'm going to need more grapes, specifically white ones right now. So I'm just going to plant them in the greenhouse to make things easy. Well, 6 AM, I may as well do the ancient seeds while I'm here. I'll be honest though, considering they are a 10-day crop, I don't really see these being that useful. It is nice to have them though. The ginger is ready. That can go into the fermenting jar with some salt. My friends, the crafts room is now completed. I get a horn of the covering and a snow melter. And the main reward is a magic mirror. Honestly, the only thing I can see myself using is probably the snow melter. Moving on, I am gonna make up a bison crate. He can live out here. I know, he's a mean one. Okay, so this one is gonna be tough to befriend. Whoopsies. To cheer myself up, I will crack open some of these Omni Geodes, which completes the minerals chapter. Nice. Some geode nodes as a reward. I have no idea why. As for perfection, I have completed this rebuilder section. 43k is a reward, thank you very much. Though of course there is still all of the collections. So for hitting max level in the skills, I have unlocked skill mastery. In 35k more experience, I can pick my first. Oh, and look who finally showed up as I was bookmarking all of the crops that I still need to hold. The baker. I am gonna buy just a little bit of everything. I mean, if I can buy it, it means that I don't need to make it. Lemon sapling for 8 prismatic shards. This one's gonna sting, but I do need lemons, and life, it didn't give me any. Hazelnut, pawpaw, and cinnamon too. I'm gonna need it all at some point, and there's no guarantee that this baker will return. full fish jobs. Higher quality fish when removing from ponds. Well, it's good for completion, but I'm not currently pulling any fish out. So this banana fruit cannot grow because it's out of season. I want to know if it's going to grow under greenhouse glass or if the leaves are going to block the light. Well, I'll have to see if it grows. It doesn't say that it won't. With some of the white grapes being ready, I can pop them into the grapevine pot and jump on them. They can then be scooped into a wine bottle. That goes into the advanced wine keg with the wines I made earlier, and in 10 minutes my jellied wine will be ready. The tuber leaves are ready. Wow, and it's worth absolutely nothing. And may I remind you that it is 500 coins per seed. Absolute rip-off. I mean, I guess it can go into the drying tower. I'm gonna get some work done. I will see you in a bit. Good morning, let's catch up. Time froze for a few hours tonight, so unintentionally there is a lot to get through. I've tidied up my house a little. It feels a lot more productive in here now. I even have a place for the deployables, which I am going to be using a lot of later. I also now have wireless refined storage everywhere since power is unlimited. For bounties, I am up to level 9 and I have got 8 prize tickets to use. Well, nothing really that useful. I mean, a cherry sapling is nice, I guess. Now then, shenanigans. If I head up to the attic, who do I happen to find? Suspiciously. She has been in my attic the whole time. Very suspicious. So the biggest change that I made was adding a greenhouse for all of the tree fruits. So now I've got access to them year round. And while I was going through quests, I learned something that I should have learned long ago. Fishing rods can be upgraded. And you know what? I am gonna try out the treasure bobber. I might be good at the minigame now. Okay, so that kind of feels pretty much the same, except now I should be getting more treasure. Awesome. I also unlocked my first mastery, farming. I'm not sure that this was the best choice, but I'll get them all soon enough. When harvesting, I was given some Grimwood saplings, which I can then apparently use to buy Mystic Willow saplings. I can also now buy some Sparkpod seeds, because why not? The Mystic Willow logs will replace my Acacia logs here, and they will be tapped for some mystical syrup. Ooh, 7 days. That's gonna be quite slow. 8 days on the Sparkpod? Are you insane? Well, at least the Torchflower has the decency to be ready, and the angry fella is still very angry with me. Well, it's back to the Skull Caverns. I still need to reach the bottom. I'm pretty sure that is where the loot is. So I reached the endstone layer, right? And I am so close to the bottom, but I am out of time once again. I think I'm gonna unlock the husbandry as my next mastery, unlocking plushies. I can now find animal crackers that'll double my animal produce. Nice. More importantly is the plushies. It is a way to put the animals into a teddy, and they take up much less space. More on this later. Another day, another skull cavern. This time I reached the final biome. The trick is to completely ignore all of the mobs and ores on the upper levels. The biggest draw here is these Grimwood crates. They have a pretty good loot table, and it's gonna have like a 1 in a million chance of dropping an auto petter. Not only that though, there is an increased amount of Iridium, an insane amount of Sparkstone, which is very important for late game automation. I also think that this is the only source of silver ore, but the main reason, as I said, is these crates. I need to loot millions of them. No auto petter this time, but tons of Sparkstone and a prismatic shard. Oh my goodness. Okay, so those slimes gave me a bit of a jump scare. I can collect them using a slime vac, which I have been doing for a while and just keeping them in a chest until I'm ready to learn about Slime Rancher. I hit record because it turns out in Skull Caverns, there is a whole bunch of free honey, which I am gonna need for cooking later. That is all I wanted to say. Honey is free in Skull Caverns. Late winter, day 1. I have got 10 days until the farm crop production ramps back up again. I will be glad to see the back of this snow though. It is just far too bright. Down the bottom, I have installed my final greenhouse. I'm probably going to use it for all of the crops that I'm going to need, for all of that cooking and all of the brewing. Speaking of brewing, let me introduce you to the brewing station. A very strange machine. Add water to the hopper, add hops, yeast and dried oats. Now I stand here and make sure the furnace always has coal in it. When the pressure builds too high, I must release the valve on this corner here, add more coal, and again, and 60 seconds later, I can pull out the oat beer using beer mugs. This one needs to go into an aging cask for later. But yeah, I need to sit at this station now for a while and brew up some beers. Dark brew needs Georgianic Select, Lility Single Malt, and Mago Allen Aged. They are the other brews made in the machine though, so it's not really that tough. It is nice to use a new multi-block though. It just means drying a whole ton of barley and wheat, which is easy enough. While here, I can show you the last greenhouse. I've replaced some of these structural roof supports with even more glass so I can have a bigger plot inside. By the way, if you're ever short on prismatic shards, Omni Geodes are a really good source. You get them randomly when mining in Skull Caverns if you select that in the skill tree. It's also a bonus source of income. I love it. This is your sneaky reminder to subscribe and leave a like. Short and sweet. Your fishing rod leveled up. Luck of the sea increased. I did not know that they could level up, so that's cool. Fingers crossed this worked. Petrified mayonnaise. Hand that in for the abandoned farm, and I think I need one more item to finish it. But which one can I get? Maybe the gold quality ancient fruit? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Since there is no way I'll be able to build and befriend a mutilation in 9 days. But if push comes to shove, I could always borrow something from a server mate, since I did lend them a truffle tea for theirs. I made a new friend. Like, literally, I made one. Let me introduce this adorable little hay golem. It was very cheap to make, but he is a very special little guy. Over time, he has a chance of upgrading my farmland with fertilizers for free. I went ahead and crafted myself a cornucopia, and oh boy am I glad that I did. When activated, it pulls all fruit off of trees in a pretty big area. Watch this. I love it! Another thing I've done is I have done my first bit of automation on this fish pond. Inside this fish pond basket, I've put a bunch of sparkstone. Then every day, it is going to harvest the fish pond and deposit the loot into the barrel below. I've come to visit Hidden Fat Man because he is going to lend me some aged star turtle roe. I am going to hand that in, and my friends, that is the community center completed. Elytra and a petal apothecary because Botania is in fact a thing. I have no idea when I want to start doing it, but a lot of the early game has been completely rewritten. It's exciting, but I still need to make those dreaded runes. Whee! My first flight! It has been so many years since I used Elytra and rockets. Kind of fun. It means now that I can travel a lot further from home in a much shorter time, which is exactly what I'm going to do, just to see what's about. I found wild berries atop a mountain. I witnessed a snuffle. Cute, a good source of fine wool if you're going that path. I practice some archaeology. I mostly get junk. A floaty house with some pretty basic loot. I guess the homeowner couldn't adventure that much because they accidentally loaded in a skyblock. There it is. The final skill mastery unlocked. That means I'm at the point where I could start to respec all of my skills to be a lot better. Like having a chance to find pristine star shards when mining ores. Great for money making. I'm gonna have to have a little think, but for now I'm gonna sit in front of the brewing station and smash out some brews. Well, that was a little boring to be honest, but if I withdraw this star-shaped wine, that is the Master Brewer quest completed. Haley Beer was the most confusing, but that's only because I forgot how vanilla Minecraft works just for a little while. You plant chorus flower on endstone and wait for it to grow. Simple. My reward, a broken clock. Halves the time an aging flask takes. Honestly, that actually might be useful later on. But my beer and wine days are not done. I must grind coffee beans into ground coffee, roast some hazelnuts in the smoker. That goes into a tea kettle with ground coffee. I then power this with blaze powder, and in 1 minute it'll be ready, provided that I don't run out of heat or water. 1 hazelnut coffee. Then I can throw in a ground coffee with some ground cinnamon, and that is a cinnamon coffee. I'm gonna try and hobble together as many coffees as possible. I guess I'll see you later. It's year 2, my friends. and I have bought and planted every seed that I could. I've got garlic, onions, an insane amount of potatoes because it's my food of choice, cauliflower, cucumber, carrot, lettuce, tomatoes, strawberries, turnips, and the tea blossoms that I got from somewhere, I think the Price Machine or Skull Caverns. It's really nice to see the farm back to its former glory without the blisteringly bright snow destroying my landscape. I'll do my first ever lychee harvest, since this is the one fruit tree that I was missing. 48 ginger for a prize ticket, that is so easy. I have 1200 ginger, easy money. Speaking of prizes, one of the rewards was this book that doubles prizes. It's so silly, but I kinda love it. 2 jars instead of 1. Incredible! Also, don't forget about your crab traps, especially if you dive into higher tiers of bait. I am definitely going to need a bunch of crab related things for when I go for the cooking perfection. My plan now is that now I've hit year 2, is to no longer sell anything except my niche products like Starfruit wine. I am going to need so many different random items for 100% that I'll definitely kick myself if I sell something now that I absolutely needed. Oh my goodness, my first butterfly! I am out in the swamp looking for frogs for cooking ingredients, and yay! I caught a butterfly! They are not useful, but that's like 1 out of 6,000 caught, so it's a win. Well, that's not true. They can drop butterfly amber, which can, I think, be turned into sparkstone. And there's also rumors about them speeding up crop growth. I never do figure that out though. So the more you know, eh? I'm so sorry, little frog dude. It's not me, it's the completionist goals. I normally play Minecraft pretty vegan, so this is a very strange change of pace. Baked potatoes are just too good. Okay, so I may have done something silly and quite time consuming, but it is in the name of fun and learning a new mod. Signs can be used to fast travel. You just need a well-made path between them. I have a sign, I have a path. I need to enter charting mode, add the first sign, which is home, and now I just need to follow my path, reach the other sign, and end my charting mode. While I do, let's do a quick Modpack review. I'll put it in the middle so some people might need to rewatch. Very clever of me, right? This Modpack is fantastic. Like, really, you can tell a lot of love went into this Modpack. I've enjoyed playing it so much that I am going to give it something that I have never given another Modpack. The Hobble Appreciation Badge. Let me explain. Usually, once I finish playing a Modpack for a video, I never want to think about that Modpack ever again, especially not play it. This one, however, upon finishing my final recording, I was absolutely ready to start up a new world and play through it again. And I was actually a little bit sad that I couldn't because of course I do have content to edit and script. That is how much I enjoyed it. Except the butterflies. Never doing that again. In my downtime after this video, I might just start up a playthrough anyway just so I can use everything I learned now to set up a highly efficient farm. So there you have it. A 10 out of 10 mod pack if you're not going for 100% completion. But yeah, to conclude, I never want to see a butterfly ever again in my life. So click this sign to end the path and finish. Before I try it out, I should explain that the jungles in this pack are always summer. That means you can grow any summer crop eternally without greenhouses. So I have set up a jungle wheat farm, because wheat is not only used for animal feed, but also a whole bunch of baking. That's so cool! But yeah, could I have just flown from here to there? Absolutely. Was it a waste of time? Probably. But sometimes you just need to do things for fun. The onions are ready, but I think I'm probably at the point now where I can stop announcing when crops are ready for harvest. I think you guys get the picture by now. I best get back to making wines and bookmarking food. I guess I'll see you soon. It turns out there is an insanely rare crop that I need that I gotta go out and find. They spawn very rarely in Badlands. This is a yucca tree. It has a super small chance of spawning with a yucca fruit on it. None of these trees in this Badlands has a yucca fruit on it. So instead, I am playing the odds by planting my own. Dozens and dozens of trees later, I finally have one. Right, back home I go. Not home, I need a flourishing dunes, which happens to be 4,000 blocks away from home. Hello Vera, fancy seeing you here. What on earth is this village? Oh my god, It's a frog, and it's fishing. A ribbit. Oh my god, that is so adorable. Just look at this guy chilling. Oh, this is such a cool find. Alright then, I am home and it is nice to be home. Let me show you what I've been hobbling together. I have planted down every grape that I think I'm going to need to hold for a quest. And the greenhouse glass of course, so it is seasonless. I've had a deluxe shed installed behind the fish ponds. And this is where I'm going to be keeping my starfruits and kegs for making starfruit wine. The collection of starfruit is slowly growing, but for 1 billion coins I'm going to need like 20 times this amount easily. Right now, I only have 64. I mean, they're very expensive. Upstairs, I have installed a kitchen. This is where I'm going to be spending the next few weeks cooking up every food imaginable. I'm serious. This quest is a little bit insane. There are so many cooking mods in this mod pack, and I need to cook everything from each of them. There's over 150 items in my bookmarks right now, and I'm not even done. Let's talk about plushies. I've worked them out. It starts with a plushie capsule, which you get a ton of from looting and farming. Inside this one is a capybara plushie. Not so important. It has been given a random trait of cutesy, normal quality. If I were to house an animal in this one, I would be gifted a box of furniture every day. Not exactly the one I would go for, to be honest. But if I place this down, it's gonna have 4 quests for me, much like the fish ponds. He wants a dandelion. If I give him one, I will gain 1 out of 4 friendship levels. At 4 hearts, you can buy a sunlit crystal from the witch. For example, I will use this eye to get an increased probability of chance-based drops. He then goes into the offhand, and then I use the sunlit crystal on one of the animals to send them inside of it. The animal does need to have maximum friendship though for it to work. They no longer need to be fed, they don't care about crowding or where they live. It's incredible. I also have a woolly cow now and she is named Generally. So the plushies just get popped down anywhere, and it's the same as animals. I can right click to receive their drops, plus any benefit that the plushie trait gives. So I now need to farm plushies. Try and get some really strong Iridium quality ones, like a big panda who will give me 4 pristine diamonds every harvest. That is easy money. The hardest part is leveling them up, because some of them have got drinking problems, and some of them want the most random items ever. Like I really need one for this angry fella, but he still doesn't trust me. 128,000 coins for a single starfruit preserve harvest. Incredible. It is nice to finally be making money because I definitely picked the wrong skill trees. The plushie army has expanded, and some of these will even give me Iridium scrap and raw lead. 145,000 coin sale. I am having so much fun now the numbers are big. I'm actually at a point now where I'm going to upgrade all of my armor to Iridium. Cover me in Iridium. Maybe Skull Caverns will be a bit easier now. In the background, I am slowly ticking off some of these tutorial quests. I've not really included them in the playthrough because it's just a guide on what you can do here. Right, I have given myself a deadline. As soon as summer hits, I am gonna sit down and I'm gonna force myself to cook all of the food. I am certain that I've got the ingredients, but I'm now gonna spend some time to make sure that I do. As for crops, all I am missing is Gyaro berries, which unfortunately isn't available until I complete Botania. The gameplay loop is now slowing down a little bit, and I really just need to get stuck in on getting that perfection. Yay, that is every relic obtained. That is 4 out of 8 collections complete for perfection. Nice. I wish I could tell you what the relics and artifacts do, but I still honestly have no idea. Also pets. I don't understand the pets mechanic. I caught an owl once. He ran away. I will find out tomorrow if the ancient cast was worth it. 16 days it takes. I doubt it. But I am slowly ticking off the brews and coffees. That's a dirty chai completed. And with that, I have completed the Master Barista questline. Frosted tip. Use on a charging rod to triple winter output. Well, there's no storms in winter, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work. In other news, I got a cruncher egg from the prize machine earlier. I'm gonna pop it down away from base because I have no idea if it is a friend or a foe. Double H Dark Brew 46k. I am never doing that again. That was like a whole month of moving it around machines. Oh, 7 days until the cooking spree. I'm trying to mentally prepare myself, but I am not winning. Guys, I have a gut feeling something bad is gonna happen. The cruncher egg has smoke coming out of it, and it's growling. This can't be a good thing, right? Boom! The first time I have ever held 1 million coins in my bank account. Am I about to lose my farm to a cruncher though, and have to start over? I really do hope not. I'm just gonna go and look at some ducks and not worry about it. Uh-oh. Whoa, definitely not friendly. Ah, fly away! Cruncher's appetite. What does that mean? Okay, I understand. I need to sword tap him until he's dizzy, and then feed him some food. Then it's a rinse and repeat for a little bit. Yay, he's friendly now. I have no idea what he does. I'll let you know if I find out. What I do know is I wasn't expecting a mini-boss fight, but I'm glad it happened. It was kind of fun. The bookseller is in town, so I'm going to buy the books that I am missing. The Quality of the Earth, The Spark Also Rises, The Red and the Black, The Phenomenology of Treasure, Slime Contain Protect, The First Aid Guide, and No Name for the Sheep. Oh my goodness. 67 million coins to buy that book, and there was also another one for 16 mil. Someone really doesn't like completionists, eh? Ah well, you know what they say. The factory must grow. Oh my god, he said the thing! It's summertime tomorrow, and I have been saving up a whole bunch of things to sell off. Wines, preserves, animal drops, fish pond loot, the lot. I've checked, and I don't think I need any of this stuff, so I am selling it for a real big payday. I need coins because yesterday, I discovered something that shook me to my core. 2.6 million coins sale. Incredible. I would love to be able to do that daily. Anyways, heading over to my money-making shed, I have installed what I think is the maximum number of kegs that I can fit in here. You may notice that there is no Starfruit. They have moved outside for one very important reason. I can harvest Starfruit using mechanical harvesters. The only thing in my way, I need to get through the entire create mod to get there. No longer will I need to constantly remember to use the cornucopia. However, if you need a create tutorial, I have got a whole playlist on the channel that will walk you through learning it. I am pretty much gonna speed through it here. Now you may be asking, am I doing this to avoid cooking? And the answer is no, and you can't prove it. It starts with a water wheel and some andesite alloy, some gear ratios. I'm on fire now. Then it's brass casings and some mechanical crafting. 200k later, and that is the first mechanical harvester. But thankfully, once you have one, you can duplicate them. Then I just build a minecart contraption and away it goes. I can just go into an upgraded barrel for now, since I don't know if I'm going to be getting different quality of crops doing this. And that concludes the create mod for me in this mod pack. Other than the quests, of course. Ah, well, I guess I better get myself into the shed then. These foods are not going to cook themselves. Let's do this. Seafood gumbo, clam chowder, shrimp fried rice, coral crunch, cooked crab, shrimp skewer, fish stick, squid kebab, frog leg kebab, a jar of sea pickles, a stuffed nautilus shell, crab cakes, surf and turf, clam bake, a kelp roll, dumplings, roasted mutton chops, grilled salmon, roast chicken, a whole bunch of tomato sauce, and a fish stew, a barbecue on a stick, and a lovely mixed salad, a stuffed potato, and a whole lot of raw pasta, pasta with meatballs, and one that sounds gross, squid ink pasta, ew, a stuffed pumpkin, and a bone broth, fried rice, and a whole lot of fried eggs, yum, an egg sandwich, an apple pie, a fruit salad, cabbage rolls, pasta with mutton chop, honey glazed ham, beef stew, baked cod stew, a chicken sandwich, a lychee cheesecake, and a nether dragon salad, some salmon rolls, and some mushroom rice. Ooh, a shepherd's pie, sounds nice, and a chicken soup, a pumpkin soup, and a hamburger, a chocolate pie, and some orange glowberry custard, a cod roll, and a mutton wrap, vegetable noodles, and a kelp roll slice, and a rice roll medley, a vegetable soup, noodle soup, bacon sandwich, and some star cookies made on a stove, a lychee cookie, garlic rice with cauliflower, a handful of potato noodles to make potato noodles, roasted vegetables, cauliflower cuckoo? A vegetarian burger, a turnip mutton skewer, shakshuka, stuffed bell peppers. My apologies for this one. Cassiatore? Let me know how I did. Chicken fajita wrap, fish and chips, zucchini quiche, mashed potatoes, stuffed zucchinis, garlic baked cod, garlic stuffed mushrooms, a Caesar salad, a stuffed zucchini boat, cauliflower soup, uncooked madjeb, cooked madjeb, garlic bread, dandelion green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am. Sweet potato pie, steak and broccoli, cauliflower bread, a beetroot brownie tray, a carrot cake, rice and vegetables, and turnip and beef stew, and turnip cake. If you offered me cake and gave me that, I would not be happy. Broccoli soup, sweet potato cupcakes, a zucchini sandwich, a broccoli salad, turnip water, carrot juice, sweet potato pancakes, cheeseburger, the Emma burger, chocolate nuts granola bar, a fruity granola bar, a deluxe granola bar, pickle soup, ooh, it's a ghostly chili, and an oatmeal cookie, cheesy pasta, a nut mash bottle, an applesauce bottle, and a peanut butter and jelly, a cucumber salad, a stuffed burrito, baked lamb ham, roasted lamb with lettuce, roast beef with carrots, omelette, tropical fish supreme, salmon on white wine sauce, tomato mozzarella salad, a fresh garden salad, a salad, pork ribs, nice, a fillet steak, beef with mushrooms in white wine and potatoes, bolognese, pasta with bolognese, incali, beef tartare, lasagna, pasta with lettuce, chicken with vegetables, chicken alfredo, mousse à chocolat, chicken teriyaki, pasta with mozzarella, beetroot salad, grandma's strawberry cake, ribwort tea, nettle tea, corn grits, lamb with corn, potato soup, potato with roast meat, chicken wrapped in bacon with noodles, sausage with oat patty, cooked cod, farmer's bread, cooked salmon, stuffed rabbit, onion soup, roasted chicken, oat pancakes, stuffed chicken, beef patty with vegetables, and barley patty with potatoes. Which one did I miss? Steak and potatoes? Pasta with broccoli? There it is. That is the Delightful Darling completed, Candlelight Champion completed, Farmer and Charmer completed, and I just need to do a little baking. Don't worry, after making you sit through all of this food, I am not going to make you sit through that one. If you're curious, it took 6 days of in-game time to cook it all. Well, maybe I will show you one cake, because the caking station is pretty cool. That's strawberry cupcakes. Yum! Success! It was fine. I'll now need to work out what wines I can make and what I need to make the ones I cannot. Crystal wine, Botania berries, so that's gonna need to wait. Look how quick I am getting at doing this now. I have reloaded a lot of kegs at this point, but after all that cooking, I need to go out and touch some grass. I'll see you later, alligator. It's been a while, crocodile. So, considering that I have got infinite space behind me to build as much as I want, I decided that instead, I wanted to build this way, into the mountain, which I had to remove. I did kind of enjoy myself though. It was just the break I needed, switch the brain off, break some blocks. It is now mid-autumn, just don't ask me what happened to summer. It just flew by. 5 million in the bank, and I also now have 3 large sheds. Shed 1 has all of the kegs and the preserves. Shed 2 has only kegs. Now before I show you Shed 3, I need to explain my thought process. I have cats, by the way. They are important for one specific quest, so I was looking at ways to automate the advanced keg. It needs red grape juice, starfruit, and an infinite number of bottles. However, this keg does not play nicely with automation. The only way that I can see to get the red grape juice in is using this juice inserter. Bottles in the top, starfruit in the back, then extracted via a hopper. This is my first attempt at making a tileable design. The drawback? It is very expensive on the exporters, needing 3 for every keg. In simple terms, that is 3 batteries per keg. Really expensive. So that brings me on to Shed 3. This system is great because it only uses 3 exporters total. If only it was that simple. These classic pipes are kind of stupid in Hobble's hands. The only way to explain it is by showing you. I'll pull out some starfruit, and that's going to start sending an infinite amount of them down to the kegs. The kegs are full though, but each fruit is going to check every single keg, and then eventually bounce back to what would then be a full draw. These fruits will bounce back and forth forever, with more and more being extracted every time. I am not so sure that that is good for the server. Someone more competent would probably be able to work it out. Of course, I would then have the same problem with the wine bottles. I mean, we have the pipes mod, but they do not connect to the kegs at all. Okay, so how about the liquid grape juice? I have a complaint. The first inserter has 1 bucket out of 10. The second inserter, 49 millibuckets. The third, 46. For some reason, whatever round robin that these pipes have by default, it sends far too much to the closest inventory. Not a happy Hobble. I mean, I guess I could use the create pipes, but it's also going to prioritize the closest inventory, which can store 10 buckets for no reason at all. So for the items, I think I have no choice but to use the belts from create with some funnels. For the juice itself, you can just squish grapes with a mechanical press. Easy enough. To harvest the grapes, it should be as simple as running the same harvester contraption through them. No, it doesn't work! How do I auto-harvest grapes? Apparently by using a ribbit hut sold by the witch. I'm gonna have to check back tomorrow to see if it works. You have got to be kidding me. Not even the versatile create mod can see the kegs as an inventory. And the same for shoots, what is going on? Oh, some good news. The ribbit hut does indeed harvest grapes. Well, that's something at least. More good news. I have worked out what the cruncher does. He is a mob farm. Inside his tum-tum, I put in some gunpowder to make him a creeper farm. Then every day, he pukes up creeper drops. Not just creepers though. It's about a dozen or so mobs that he can generate drops for. I just chose creepers for rockets because I'm enjoying myself. Even more good news. Plushies are automatable with an auto grabber. You just supply sparkstone and every day it'll put plushie drops into the barrel below. No more milking, no more chores, just pure drops and their bonuses. Oh, chef's kiss, it is perfect. Though I do kind of give up now on auto advanced kegs. They just don't really play nice. Subtle reminder to share the video with someone. I may have gone a little mad with the piggies. Also, I did rip out all of the kegs and the create stuff. It did feel quite rewarding to just throw the towel in on it. I'm gonna need a lot more plushies for Iridium scrap for what I'm about to do next. And yes, every pig has a super unique name to get that bonus heart of friendship. So, I have an idea of how I can automate Iridium nectar. But more on that later once I figured out the logistics. For now, I have a bunch of ancient fruit in my large greenhouse. And I'll be honest, I have no idea why I am even bothering. I feel like they were good in Stardew Valley, but I just can't find a good use for them here. And remember, it takes 10 days to grow, so not really that good. Get yourself a plushie machine. For the cost of 1 Iridium coin, you can buy a capsule. Also, I must have gotten a book or something because now I get 2 plushies per capsule. It's incredible. 2 capsules make 4 plushies, which craft into 1 capsule. So essentially, it is 3 plushies per capsule. Oh dear, that was a lot to get through, wasn't it? Oh, and look at these ones I got. They both want prismatic coins. That is an equivalent of 16 million coins each. Yeah, these are going in the junk pile, I think. Face palm. Bloomin' face palm! It was staring me in the face all along. Let me tell you a story, okay? Such a long time ago now, I crafted an item for a quest that I didn't think really much more of it. I thought, there's no way I'm gonna have enough sparkstone to use it, and I just put it out of my mind. Oh boy, was that a mistake. This is a pivotal moment in the whole playthrough. Things are about to change big time. Okay, I'll show you what I have. Behind me is keg automation. Each module holds 21 kegs. This tiny area contains 63 automated kegs. Every 6 days, I get 63 bottles of Starfruit wine, and let's build a module together. It starts with 7 kegs on the bottom and a barrel in the center. On the barrel goes the mini artisan hopper, then a drawer goes on top of that. Inside the drawer, I will pop an iron downgrade, then I just build another 2 layers of 7 kegs to complete the module. The barrel gets an importer, the hopper and the drawer get exporters. In the hopper one, it is important to add in a regulator upgrade so it only ever exports 1 sparkstone to the hopper. To the drawer, I export a starfruit, and it's done. What is happening is this artisan hopper will fill and then harvest a 3x3 area around it for the cost of some sparkstone. They will now make me wine every day with absolutely no input from me. It's incredible, and I am a fool for not working this out earlier. And it works with all artisan machines, so I could even automatically age the wine using the exact same module but with aging casks. All I need to focus on now is the starfruit production and making sure that I've got enough sparkstone coming in. I do have ideas for the advanced keg too, so I'm making a bunch of crimson grape seeds just in case it works. But my goodness, do the kegs use a lot of wood to make. And I really don't want to set up a create mod tree farm, so all I've been doing is I have been stealing all of these large jungle trees. Such fun. The moment of truth, do I complete the quest? Yay, I got the ears! I will use them to upgrade my sword into the Meowmageddon. Quest complete. Year 3 on Hobble's farm. I am up to 13 million coins, but I've been spending quite a lot too. The farm might look different as well because I have been putting some time in on making some finishing touches like dirt. From this angle, I would say it looks pretty cool. And now that winter is over, I can restore Forky, my forkfish, to his rightful place. And this is a shepherd hut blueprint. It does nothing except exist for the sake of existing. It's pretty. And I have finished off the keg modules in Shed 3. Shed 2, however, has had an upgrade. I got even more keg modules, but I've also got some recycling machines, turning the artifact shards from sniffers into sparkstone. Then I did go for some automated aging casks for the starfruit wine, but not many of them because they are so expensive to make. Mostly because I've installed broken clocks inside of them to half their time, and they cost 2 aged Iridium nectar to buy. No automation for that just yet, so I've just been doing it by hand. Lastly, I've got some crystallariums automated to duplicate my jade, because apparently I need a lot of jade. Shed 1 has the biggest change. You see, you can make mini artisan hoppers, but also normal ones which cover a massive 7x7 area, which overall is more efficient. So I went a bit mad, and in this one mega module, I have got over 300 kegs, all making the starfruit wine. That's meant that I have got a whole bunch of wines ready to be sold in here. Nearly 3,000 of them because I also had some in storage from earlier. Let's sell them together. But most of my time spent between clips was just tidying up, trying to make the farm look more like a farm. 9.5 million coins. Is it weird that I'm a little bit disappointed? I mean, that was a lot of wine. Oh well, the factory must grow. Before I do that, I should probably dive into some Botania. We'll walk through some of the cool changes, and then I'll just go do the default things by myself. The biggest change is that mystical flowers must be made, not found. I need some white flower seeds. 5 days? I was not prepared for that. I guess I'd better bulk craft some more flowers. As if I run out, that is another 5-day wait. So I'm gonna have to pick Botania up again later. Moving on, I spent money. I have a new shed. It's massive. This is the Bavarian large shed, and I believe it is the largest one available. This is where I am going to fully automate the Iridium nectar for 2 reasons. 1, I need more broken cogs, and 2, it'll be very good money. It all starts out with crushing crimson grapes into juice. I've not set up the grape farm yet, so I just used what I had in storage. The juice uses a puller upgrade to pull the juice into a fluid drawer for system access. I mean, you know how much I love these upgrades. What is different is that I then make bottles of juice using Create, rather than the juice inserter. That is a very important step. Then over at the kegs, it's expensive, but I do need to use 2 exporters each. At the bottom, hoppers, keeping that part cheap. At the top, I have got a regulator upgrade to export just 1 crimson grape juice that also provides the empty wine bottles. In the back, a second regulator upgrade for the Iridium scrap. To solve the battery shortage, I have been getting them from a Pacific halibut pond for a while now in preparation for this. Oh, a hatchet fish? They have a chance of giving 4 of them. I might need to swap over. Okay, so it's been more than 5 days, my white petals should be ready. They of course turn into petals, and as usual, a pure daisy. Logs into living wood, stone into living rock. Oh no, I should have made more coloured flower seeds. Yellow and grey. I guess I'll go and work on that Iridium nectar. I'll see you in probably another 5 days. Fun! Okay, so I've worked out the ribbit hut can farm 3 layers of grapes. So let me show you the easiest way to add grape seeds to these vines, because I was doing it wrong. And it took me far too long to work this out. Instead of crouching right up to the one that you're placing on, take a step back. I mean, it sounds incredibly intuitive, but I have placed hundreds of grapes and it hadn't even crossed my mind. No more banging my butt on the grape stems behind me. Incredible. Light grey, grey, orange, and yellow. Yeah, I looked ahead and I planted even more colours. I'll need a mana spreader, and now I can make my first unique item. That is the Cropnolia, my only source of mana generation. This needs to be placed down by some slow growing crops, so I finally have a real use for these ancient fruit. Now whenever this Cropnolia harvests an ancient fruit, it is going to generate some mana. Yee, okay, so I was expecting a lot more mana per ancient fruit. This does not bode well for my future. Pearls from fishing make mana pearls, Heart of Diamonds from Omni Geodes for a mana diamond, and a Bismuth ingot for mana ingots. Oh, at least I can make those Hearts of Diamonds without needing geodes. Strangely enough, the energies of magic demand a financial tribute to work in your favor. You shouldn't neglect the income on your farm. Oh, so it's another coin sink. Gotcha. Well, that's one. I'll need more mana ingots for more. For now though, I will use that to make a runic altar. Now if I throw ancient seeds into the mana pool, that'll make a mana fruit seed. This bit is interesting. In order for these to grow, they must be watered by a mana sprinkler, which need to be provided with a consistent source of mana. 1 and 2. Oh wow, that is loud. Oh, that's better. So in 7 days, I will be able to harvest mana fruit. Things are slowing down, right? It's not just me. And this is all the mana I have now for another 10 days. I think I'm gonna want more mana fruit seeds. So in turn, I am gonna need more ancient fruit seeds. I guess I'll see you in 7 days. Yay. My friends, I found a way to cheese mana production, a growth obelisk. This will progress crops around it by 1 day, every day. I mean, it doesn't work on the mana fruit, but it does work on ancient fruit, and they are stackable. They take it in turns to increase the crop timer by 1 day. Now I'm just wondering how many more I can place down. For now, I'll use the mana fruit to make a rune of mana, and that is the only one we're making together. The rest I rage crafted earlier. I'm gonna need all of them to make the terrestrial agglomeration plate. And it's too far away from the spark source. In other news, I can buy some more broken clocks, and I'll use them to age my Iridium nectar faster. Fine, I'll move it to the greenhouse. I promise you, I am still enjoying this mod pack. I just really don't enjoy making Botania runes. Yes, Queen, Terra Steel is underway. No, I ran out of mana. How though? It says a half a mana pool, but doesn't this usually mean half a diluted mana pool? So quarter of a real one? Did they finally fix that display glitch and not tell me? Or has the Mandela effect just messed with my brain and I am misremembering? Ah well. The ancient fruit should grow soon enough and I can try again. Well, that is pretty much most of Botania done. The rest of it past the mana fruit was a pretty default experience. I was able to throw the blueberry preserves into the elven portal to get those gyro berries to finish off crop perfection. You literally just throw them in. Easy once Botania is done. I have got 6 growth obelisks in total, so every 2 days the ancient fruit is ready. A bottle of Creeper's Crush and that completes the Brews collection, and in fact the entire Brews chapter. Master Smeller. Complete. I am quite relieved that that is over. Every collection is actually complete. 200k reward. I feel like it should have been more. If I buy one of each color sheer stone, that's a few more quests completed. If I buy a 16 million coin golden clock, I'm feeling that one. That, my friends, is perfection. For mere mortals, that would be considered the Modpack complete. But we are different here. I need to 130% this Modpack because optional quests are not optional to a completionist. I need to find, breed or grow 24 slimes. I need to catch more than 70 butterflies and moths. And of course, I still need to finish off all of those tutorials. While most people will be finished, I am only just getting started. An easy one to check off that list is fighting the Gaia. We love a good Gaia fight around here. What's not so easy is the Flugel Tiara quest costs 16 million coins. Why is everything so expensive? I have an arrow in my head. Ah well, back to work I go. Well howdy. I've got to make myself a farmer's outfit. And Farmer Hobble is a vibe that I can dig. I'm adorable. Let's catch up. It's still year 3 and I just hit autumn. I've assembled what I hope is my last ever large shed. In here, I was trying to figure out a way to stack fish ponds. The idea is that the pond basket works in a 3x3 area, so in theory can control 6 fish ponds when stacked. But I'm thinking, this is getting expensive with all of the importers and exporters, so this design was flawed. Enter version 2. 24 fish ponds, and it only uses 4 exporters and 1 importer. The best part? This entire module is stackable. My favorite part though is where I learned how to use the sophisticated storage controller. You link it to a storage, then using storage IOs, you can interact with that storage as if they were connected with hoppers. I've got spindlefish, bark anglefish, and rainbow trout, which was kind of a tough one. The same for grapes really. You start with 3 grapes, plant them, and since they give you 4 every harvest, you can scale up really quickly. In my downtime, I worked on expanding the advanced kegs. I think it's like 90 of them, and I will not be making any more. I'm gonna say it now, the factory is grown. I am not auto-selling just yet. I am aging them because the value increases enough to be kind of worth it. I did try out this mana clock, but it's kind of awful in my opinion. You supply mana, each day it increases progress by 1 day, and the area of effect is not big enough for it to be worth it. It does seem like my grape production is higher than demand though, and that is a really good problem to have. And yeah, you end up needing a whole bunch of resins. Finally, I have put my cruncher into a plushie because he can give me raw bismuth, and bismuth, oh, that is exhausting to farm, and you need an absolute butt ton of bismuth for regulator upgrades. 22 ingots per advanced keg. It is absolutely insane. Alright, so my mana pool is filled to the brim. Let me throw on one of every type of mayonnaise. Supreme, large duck, large goose, rune of gluttony, penguin, turkey, and flamingo. And now we wait. Well, I mean, I'm gonna cut away. We don't need to watch the whole all of that for a Galaraptor crate. I mean, it's kinda cute, but honestly, it's a little bit useless since their eggs are worth next to nothing. What is awesome though is mana feed. Pets are becoming friendly much quicker. Right, so if I can craft some Terra Steel boots and a sword, that is the Botania questline complete. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I found something awesome when setting up the fish ponds. Here is a screenshot because I wasn't recording, but I found the 16 million coin book. Now with this tiara, I could set up creative flight. For now though, I am going to throw it into the quack quack and decide later if I even want to do more Botania. But right now, things are progressing slowly, but I'm getting there. Flutterbies! I guess I need to catch the butterflies and moths. In the break, I went and finished up the tutorial, including everything to get started with slimes. However, that's for later because I still don't really understand it. So instead, butterflies. I have got 3 butterfly drip layers, one for each flavor of layer: berry, melon, and apple. The recipes are simple, but they kind of suck to make. I'm probably going to need to automate it. The idea is, different combinations of layers will attract different butterflies. And now, I wait. I need to use every combination of layer in the day, the night, a rainy day, and a rainy night. I'm not sure if I need different biomes as well, but I'm gonna cross that bridge when I come to it. I'll be honest, I genuinely have no idea what the pictures in this book even mean, but the layers will be consumed every time a spawn attempt is made, even if one doesn't spawn. This one took 2 minutes to spawn, and this one 1 minute. Both were ones that I'd already caught before. Hey, that's a new one! Another duplicate? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need more of these layers. This is my life now, farming butterflies. Send help. I did not enjoy that. So I'm out on location because no matter how long I sat there, I wasn't getting the last like 5% of butterflies. There is one simple trick you can do to catch as many butterflies as you can. You just ask on their Discord. Big thank you to them for their help on this. Also, hitbox is turned on. It's a game changer. That is a completed butterfly page and a completed moth page. Chapter completed, and I never want to see another butterfly ever again in my life. 1 barrel of butterflies, 2 barrels, and the backpack. That's just too many butterflies. Oh, and yeah, you should definitely automate the brews. You need hundreds, if not thousands of them. Now I need to go and do something that I don't want to do. I am gonna spend 67 million coins and I'm gonna buy the DIY workbench. At the point where you can waste 67 million, you're likely not gonna want to buy or make any more furniture. Yet it is in fact a quest, so I must do as it wishes. We are all at the mercy of the quest book. All that is left is the creatures chapter and the slimes chapter. So after a quick brain reset after the butterfly mission, I'll be back to get 130% of this mod pack completed. I'll see you soon. The bookseller is in town, so I can finally buy the Slouching Towards Artistry for 67 million. Again, so many 6-7 jokes in this mod pack. That is 100% of the books now collected. That was a very expensive challenge indeed. So while I potter about, every day I am going to be talking to the villagers in person. That's because there is a very minute chance each day one of them is going to spawn a barrel golem. So I must force myself to be sociable, and I'm not happy about it. Something is different, and I bet you don't notice it. I have wings. I decided to do a tiny bit more Botania so I can now use the tiara for flight. It wasn't really that bad, I just needed a greater band of mana. But after a ton of trips to Skull Caverns, it finally happened. Inside my looting backpack, I have found myself an auto petter. Now technically this doesn't exist, it is just a bonus item. Even the quest is a secret, so I'm glad I found it for a true completionist run. However, the working area is far too small for it to be considered useful. If you're curious, I'm befriending sniffers because I need more sparkstone production if I want to scale up my automation anymore. Oh, after being sociable for weeks on end, the barrel golem finally spawned. He's a little bit like a piglin, where if you give him an emerald, he will give you a random item. I can place down this coal golem. Oh wow, it's tiny. Yeah, I don't know what it's for. That's the kelp golem. I think this is for fighting drowned. A reinforced golem. This one is a status symbol. I feel powerful. And rightly so. The very last golem I must find is a slime golem. They only spawn in slime chunks. Unfortunately, I do not know where a slime chunk is. And I've not mentioned this yet, but the flamerang is incredible for Skull Caverns. Just saying. Oh my goodness, this cave is massive. It makes me want to do another playthrough in here. Can you imagine building a large farming city down here? That would be awesome. Yes, finally I found a slime. That means there is going to be a slime chunk nearby. I guess I'll just free up the mob cap and hope that a slime golem spawns. Oh, and if I light the cave up, it should mean that more slimes can spawn, I think. My vanilla knowledge is very rusty. Okay, I'm already bored of waiting, so I'm gonna use the destruction gadget to flatten out the area a bit, try and make it a bit more spawnable, since I don't actually remember which chunk that I saw the slime in. Whoopsies. Well, that just crashed the server. Maybe I shouldn't delete so many blocks in quick succession. Yes! Yes, it finally happened. I have been down here for about 40 minutes and look, a slimy guy spawns nowhere near the chunks that I cleared out. I'll take it. Chapter complete. All that remains is slimes, and holding one of every plot. I've got a small handful in storage. I think first I should incubate some slime hearts that I found, since it takes 5 minutes to do. It's alive! Their food is smoked fish, however their first feed is just going to grow them to an adult size. I'll come back to these ones later. Chorus fruit for a shulker slime? That's a shulker plot. A bed to feed a phantom slime? That's a phantom plot. Cooked meat for a blazing slime? That's the blaze plot. Pickled vegetables for the luminous slime? That's a luminous plot. Juicy slime likes grapes? That's the juicy plot. Boom cat slime likes meat? That's not a plot because it was a baby. Oh, now he's hungry. Boom cat plot. Nice. The weeping slime tries to flood my base? Sad times. Rotting slime wants raw meat? That's the rotting plot. Berries for the slimy slime? Slimy plot obtained. Now I need to work on some of the craftable slime hearts. So I'm just going to bookmark a couple and I'll be right back. Okay, so I need more than one of each plot, so I have made a slime house. However, I am going to need more than one of these houses. So let me introduce the blueprint system. I have made a copy of this house, and now providing I have the materials, I can just paste this as many times as I want. It's like the copy and paste gadget, but it's a lot more user friendly to use. This door is pretty cool as it doesn't let any slimes pass through it. I've got a slime feeder so I don't need to drop items. Now I understand this footage is a little chaotic. I'm just working this all out as I go, but I can now collect the plots from the last few days, ready to use them to craft some hearts. Oh, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but everything is now set to auto sell. That's a 3 million coin day. I love it. So before I start crafting hearts, I need to find an ancient city for the last slime that I can find. Wish me luck. I have found one. And thanks to creative flight, this should be a breeze. Orby slime. Okay, time to leave. The warden is coming. The Orby slime likes dehydrated food. I guess I'll go and dehydrate some grapes into raisins. I'll be back in a bit where I'll finally work out how to make my own slime hearts. Welcome back. I realized that I was going to need more containment units for them, so I have turned the bungalows into apartments. And to simplify collection, I am using storage IOs to collect all of those drops. At the plot press, I'll start by throwing in some ender plots. That's going to give me some ender slime hearts, not for hatching this time. Instead, I will combine them with some Gaia hearts. Oh, I can only craft one at a time? That is a minty slime heart, which does need to be incubated so I can eventually get minty plots. I'll need to incubate every slime heart I make like this. The second minty heart I'll combine with an ancient coin into a gold slime heart. I'll need some luminous hearts and some webby hearts. Minty slime acquired. Oh man, why do I have bloodlust? Usually you get this from Skull Caverns. You just need daylight to cure it. It's just kind of annoying when you're in Skull Caverns and you can't eat. Welcome to your new home, Minty Meanie. 1 gold and 1 webby makes the all-seeing heart. Slimy plus rock candy equals sweet. Orby plus magic bulbs equals mechanic. I think that is every slime acquired. I just need them to grow now and start producing their plots. I forgot bear! Well, not completely, as I did steal some honey golems and bees from out in the wild. When you shear the golems, they drop honey blobs. Honey blobs into the plot press, out pops the bear slime heart, into his new luxury home with a view. And in a few days, I will have his plots. That sounds threatening. I have a new unhealthy spending habit. Something that may mean I get to play for even longer. This golden clock. Every day, they progress artisan machines in a 5x5x5 area by an extra day each. And it's kind of overpowered on some machines. The catch? They cost 16 million coins. But for example, these recycling machines will now activate twice a day instead of once. These preserve jars for my roe and starfruit now process extremely quickly. Most of them are daily. To keep up with new demand, I did install more Starfruit fruit because my stock was finally going down on them. I've also gone insane with aging casks for the Iridium nectar. I mean, it's just too profitable to not farm for all of the casks. No! I've only slept like 4 times this entire playthrough, and when I need to, someone is playing in Skull Caverns. While I wait, I think I came up with the ideal spacing for an auto petter if you find one. You could probably add a second set of seats vertically and have them all be petted. You know, if you ever want to do that yourself, not me, I'm done. My friends. "130% of society Sunlit Valley is complete. Every quest, every optional challenge, and I believe every secret ending. Buying a 67 million coin chair and crafting the most unusual of items. You would think that I am finished. I am not finished. There's one more teeny tiny thing that I need. 1 billion coins. I'll see you soon." Okay, welcome back. I'm not quite at 1 billion yet, I'm like 300 mil away. I tried making money with crab traps and specific baits, but the smokers are the worst thing in existence to craft. Maybe I will upload the explanation to the second channel one day, because it's a pretty cool system, but it is a nightmare to scale enough to be worth it. Honestly, I should have just scaled up the preserves. They are much more profitable. Day 784. 6.5 years playing this world. I'm not at 1 billion just yet, but you just wait and see what I have got planned. The majority of my plushies are pigs, as you know. These piggies have been feeding my Iridium scrap for a very long time. They also generate Iridium truffles every day. So over here, I have got a ton of shipping bins hooked up to export all of my truffles and Iridium scrap. So if I hook this cable up, my refined storage system is going to dump every single one it has access to into these bins. The first sale came in at 2.2 million. I don't even think that was a full bin yet. 950 million? 979 million? There it is. 1 billion coins. I am the wealthiest farmer in existence. And all things considered, this isn't even a large farm, I don't think. It can so easily be scaled up to ridiculous levels. That is why this mod pack is so addictive. There's only one thing left to do. I'm gonna buy myself an Iridium clock for 1 billion coins and a stack of Iridium blocks. Only the bravest, most handsomest and smartest farmers will even have one of these. And with that, my journey here is complete for now. Unless I want a second one. No, I must move on. I have had a blast playing this, and I'm looking forward to making another video for the 2.0 release. So subscribe to see that, of course. Leave a comment about what you thought about Farmer Hobble. If you skip to the end and you're looking for the mod pack review, I've gone ahead and hit that in the middle somewhere. Sorry. For now, I am going to take a well-deserved break, and I will see you in the next movie. How about some bloopers? I would like to buy a portable bank terminal, please. I guess this is where I'm going to use the 4 low quality food. For my first planting session, I am going to call it good. And a major step forwards to being competent. Well, that was some unexpected, but boy am I starting to feel like a powerful farmer. Like a powerful farmer. Up next, I'm going to craft some tree trappers. Up next, I'm going to craft some tea trappers. Oh my god. I am not so good at the Stardew fishing game. I am not so good at the farming. This space would be so much better if I could just place my preserve jars. This space would be so much better if I could use it to place my preserve jobs. Oh my goodness. Then I can turn some of this silk I found into merino wool. One thing to note is that this note notes about my first being about my that notes about my first save being free. They drop spines that are an ingredient in the green. They drop spines that are in an important. And I'll make some banana wife in my attic. What? Another abandoned mining cap with a bunch of midland. 8. So it's 8 fruit per. So it's 8 fruit per tree. So 8 fruit per tree. So 8 fruit per tree. Fruit per tree. So 8 fruit per tree. So each tree has got 8 fruit. And I am so close to the bottom I can taste it. Gross. But tons of sparkstone and prismatic shard. But tons of sparkstone and a prismatic. But tons of sparkstone and a prismatic. Since there is going to be no way that I'm going to build and befriend a mammal. Since there is no way that I'm going to be able to build and befriend a mammulation in 9 days. Also, I have a woolly cow now. Named Generally. And his name is Generally. I also have a woolly cow now, and she, the phenomenology of treasure, the phenomenology of treasure, oh my gosh, phenomenology. There's this one simple trick you can do to catch as many butterflies. Flies? Leave a comment about what you thought about Farmer Blah. I don't even know my own name, look.